Hello everybody, this is Terry Fan in the mood to review my very first Blu-ray movie. Actually, this is not my movie, it's my uncle's. He's letting me borrow it. This movie I hadn't seen even though it's been out for a couple of years, and I'm a fan of this movie series, so I needed to go ahead and make my review of the movie. My review will be Resident Evil Extinction, the third movie in the Resident Evil series. Mia Jovovich is back in the third chapter of the hugely successful Resident Evil franchise. This action-packed horror film is filled with intense special effects and more zombie terror. All stars Mike EPPS and ODEDFER. No, HR, I'm sorry. ALILARTER. I'm not pretty good with names sometimes, most of the while, so I decided just to go out of respect, I just spell it out because it would be easier and I don't get in trouble for it. There's the disc. It's a pretty cool disc with Alice in the middle of the desert. Artwork's pretty cool on the Blu-ray copy as well, with Alice in the desert as well. Let's get on to the review. The movie takes place 4 years after the events of Resident Evil Apocalypse, which is still my favorite movie in the franchise. And I also picked up Resident Evil Afterlife on normal DVD. I'm sorry. Actually, the DVD is a pretty good copy. I'll review that movie in a little while, soon enough. But this movie takes place about 4 years after Resident Evil 2, the second movie. Dr. Isaac has been doing experiments on creating another Alice. He kills a lot of clones of Alice so he could get flesh blood from the subject. Meanwhile, Albert Wesker is plotting a way of making the T-virus, finding a way to stop the T-virus. I know it sounds weird, but I didn't write the movie, so I can't say nothing. Anyway, also we get introduced to Claire Redfield. Carlos returns as well, along with SJ. They're part of Claire's convoy as they try to find a way out of find a way away from the affected cities that have been affected by the T-virus. Isaac is in the process of trying to find Dr. Isaac is wanting to get Alice so he can bring more experiments to her, do more experiments on her. I personally did not like the start of the movie where Alice goes into a gas station only to be trapped by a bunch of what's the word I'm looking for? A bunch of punks that try to rape her, and then they just throw her into a gate with the zombie dogs. I mean, the fight with the zombie dogs, that was a pretty good fight. I just personally have particular things that I don't like in movies, but that's another story. But anyway, this movie has a lot of action, a lot of plot twists, and a lot of suspense. I don't understand why people were hating upon this movie, but it is what it is, and it's what everybody has their own opinions, and that's what makes opinions worth something. But the story to me was actually pretty entertaining. It really carried on the storyline of the Resident Evil franchise. we get introduced to new characters that were in the video games, and we get introduced to characters like Claire Redfield, who's one of the biggest icons of the video game franchise. And we also see many returns as well. They put a good cast together for this film as well. And then, but the music is just really fitting for the film as well, with a mixture of rock and suspense music that really builds up the adrenaline in the movie. What else? Again, the action was pretty intense. I enjoyed some of the fight scenes in this film. It's just really, in my opinion, a very entertaining movie. It's just, I don't understand why many people didn't like this film in the franchise, but I still enjoyed all the Resident Evil movies. It's just, it really depends on how you look at the games and movies respectfully. But I think they've been doing a really good job of making a live action series of Resident Evil movies pretty good. There's the back of the Blu-ray, by the way. It's a pretty good Blu-ray copy, by the way. I'm thinking about getting this movie soon enough. This is just me borrowing it for a while. But anyway, also, Dr. Isaac even creates the Crimson Zombies, where he thought he could cure the zombies. He actually made them even more intelligent, more dangerous. And by the way, I do not like the Crimson Zombies because I'm playing Resident Evil, the Umbrella Chronicles, and they are a pain in the ass. If you agree, you agree. And I think there it is in the remake of the original Resident Evil, but still, my point is, I actually enjoy this movie. I enjoy the last fight scene, which I'm not going to tell you what happened because I don't want to give the story away anymore. I don't want to give any more of the story away. But yeah, I really think you should check out the Resident Evil Extinction. It actually is a pretty good film. It may not be as popular as the other Resident Evil movies, but it's still, in my opinion, worth checking out if you're a fan of the franchise. Overall, I give Resident Evil Extinction an 8 out of 10. Really entertaining movie. Thank you for watching, and take care.